Canelo has power. That's his natural fighting weight. You're moving up. That's not your natural fighting weight. You have the speed advantage. So are you going to be able to maintain that speed advantage and still be able to pack a punch?
If you can punch, you can punch.
Okay.
You know, it may not have the same effect that it did on a smaller guy, on a bigger guy, but if you sharp, you sharp.
Right.
You know, and I don't gotta knock him out. I just gotta beat him.
Right.
Canelo's not just a puncher. I don't know why. That's
what people believe, huh?
It's just like this. They don't know boxing. They just looking at him being strong.
The bigger man.
He's a great boxer. You know what I mean?
Right.
People taking away from his boxing skills and just thinking that he's just this puncher when that's not true.
Nothing, just good luck. Same. I say to him, I hope we put a good show September. No like this.
I think Crawford wants this fight a lot. He wants this fight, and I think he will be more active than Canelo's previous opponent. And he has different mentality. He has champion mentality. I think fight will be much more
The boxing world is fired up after the surprise announcement that Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford will finally face off this September. Crawford called Canelo the face of boxing and said this is the biggest fight of his career. For him, it's a chance to test himself against one of the sport's greats. When asked how he plans to win, Crawford didn't reveal much, just confidently said fans will see for themselves on fight night.
The face of boxing, he's the best fighter for Terence Crawford out there. He's the biggest fight for Terence Crawford out there, so that's why Terence Crawford want to take the opportunity to share a ring with another great.
How do you beat him?
You'll see.
Amir Khan weighed in on the upcoming Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford fight, calling it an even bigger and more exciting matchup than expected. He acknowledged that while Canelo has the size and power advantage, Crawford's recent performances have made the fight harder to predict. According to Khan, winning won't come down to size alone. Both fighters will need sharp ring IQ, speed, strategy, and all-around skill. He sees it as a clash between two of the best pound-for-pound boxers, and despite Crawford moving up in weight, Khan believes it's a close and unpredictable showdown that could go either way.
A bigger fight happened now with Canelo and Crawford. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
Is there more question marks being asked in that fight now? Because a lot of people say, look, Canelo's a bigger guy. He should technically be the bigger guy, have too much weight for Crawford. But from that performance, do you feel like it's a lot tighter and there's a lot more question marks in that fight?
Yeah, I mean, you need more than size, you need more than weight, you need more than everything. I mean, I think what you need now is you just need box IQ, the right box IQ, you know what I mean? You need to be smart. And someone like Canelo fighting against Crawford, you need more than power, you need more than speed, you need ring IQ, you need literally everything, because this is the two best pound-for-pound fighters who are going to be fighting each other, even though Crawford is going to be giving away a lot of weight. But I feel that
Hamza Shiraz shared his prediction for the Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford fight, saying he sees Canelo winning by knockout due to the weight difference. He pointed out that moving up from 154 to 168 pounds to face a top-level fighter like Canelo is a massive jump, even for someone as talented as Crawford. While he acknowledged Crawford's skill and said you can never fully count him out, Shiraz believes the size and power advantage will give Canelo the edge.
He does win by knockout. I think he does win by knockout, and that's only because of the weight. You can't jump up from 54 to 68 fighting the best of the best, even though you're the best yourself. It's too much of a weight jump, man. But listen, you never know. You can't write off Crawford, but I think Canelo will knock him out.
Dmitry Bivol shared his thoughts on the upcoming Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford fight, saying he believes Crawford truly wants the challenge and will bring more activity than Canelo's last opponent. He praised Crawford's champion mindset, noting it will make the fight more intense. On the topic of weight, Bivol said Crawford won't allow Canelo to rest and move at his own pace like he did in his previous fight. With Crawford in the ring, Canelo will have to stay sharp throughout. When asked for a prediction, Bivol didn't choose a winner, but called it a very exciting and intriguing matchup.
I think Crawford wants this fight a lot. He wants this fight, and I think he will be more active than Canelo's previous opponent. And he has different mentality. He has champion mentality. I think fight will be much more interesting.
What do you make of the weight in that fight, the weight difference?
I think Crawford will not let Canelo just walking on the ring when he wants, you know, because we could see this fight. Canelo did everything. When he won a rest, he could rest easy, you know, in this fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, when he wanted to work, that guy didn't give him work. It just rest. And I think with Crawford, it will be harder to rest.
Who do you think wins?
I don't know. It's a very interesting fight, but I don't know.
Jaron Boots, Ennis shared his thoughts on the Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford showdown, saying he slightly favors Canelo to win. He noted that even though Canelo isn't a natural 168-pound fighter, he's been able to stop much bigger opponents, some of whom likely weigh close to 200 pounds on fight night. Ennis expects the fight to be exciting and says fans are eager to see it happen. He also suggested that Crawford should consider a tune-up bout at 160 pounds first to adjust to the bigger weight class, build muscle, and stay sharp before jumping straight into such a high-stakes fight.
I lean more towards Canelo because, like I said before, he been putting big guys out and down. And Canelo not even really a 68 pounder. He probably really should be at 60, maybe. And he been hurting these guys. I think he be dropping these guys and things like that. So, and them guys be way bigger than him come fight night. I know that for sure. They be probably close to 200 pounds, and he dropping those guys like that. So, I don't know. You know, it's gonna be a great fight. You know, the fans want to see it. So, you know, so be it. I think Crawford should take a warm-up fight, you know, at like 60, or like at least at 60, just to get his body, you know, to fill into somebody a little bit bigger, you know, and things like that. You know, I know when you go up a weight, you gotta, you know, develop that power and not develop the power, but like put that muscle on and be heavy and things like that. So he might not want to take a fight because he's trying to build up right now, but I think he should, just to stay sharp and that way he don't have like a long layoff or anything like that.
Jaron Boots, Ennis said that if he were training Terence Crawford for a fight against Canelo Alvarez, he'd focus on movement, control, and accuracy. According to Ennis, Crawford would need to avoid the ropes, stay sharp, and constantly switch up his rhythm to keep Canelo guessing. With Canelo's dangerous power, Crawford can't afford to stand still. He'd have to rely on smart footwork, a tight defense, and well-timed setups to stay ahead in the fight.
Just what I would say. If I, you know, was working with Terence or something like that, I would have him boxing, you know what I mean? Boxing, moving, and when he gets that time up, frustrating, you know what I mean? And that's the only way I can see him, Terence beating him, you know what I mean? Now, Canelo's a puncher, man, you know what I mean? So you can't be laying around on the ropes on him because he punch you in your arm and hurt you, you know what I mean? So you gotta be on, you gotta be on. I mean, boxing, moving, little shake here, little fake there, you know what I mean? Hands up. Gotta be right, man. You know what I mean? I think that's gonna be a great fight, man. People counting Terence out.
Edgar Berlanga shared his thoughts on the Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford fight, saying that in boxing, anything can happen. He praised Crawford as a legendary and highly skilled fighter, but admitted that Canelo has the advantage in size and weight. While Berlanga respects Crawford's talent and ring IQ, acknowledging that he can go toe-to-toe with anyone and possibly even outshine them, he still sees the physical edge leaning toward Canelo. That said, Berlanga emphasized that Crawford should never be underestimated because of how great he truly is in the sport.
I believe, that, anything can happen in boxing, you know what I'm saying? And Terence Crawford is a legend. He's great. He's a great fighter. The only thing I see that I favor Canelo is that, is his weight. Yeah. And that he's more bigger. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. But as far as skill set wise, IQ, I feel like Crawford can match anybody and probably do way better. You know what I'm saying? But Crawford is a legend, bro. Yeah. And like I said,
Roy Jones Jr. weighed in on the potential Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford fight, calling it an exciting clash for boxing fans. He said the outcome could go either way, depending on how Canelo handles the fight. Jones warned that if Canelo fights carelessly, he could end up losing, but with smart tactics, he'll be tough to beat. For Crawford, Jones highlighted how crucial it will be to hit the weight limit just right and come in as strong as possible, noting that managing the weight properly could be the key to Crawford's success.
Canelo
done deal. Looks like the fight is signed. What's your thoughts on this fight, man?
Man, it's a great fight for boxing. I know people don't agree with it, but if Canelo fights one inkling of the wrong fight, he's gonna lose. If he comes out and fights the right fight, it's gonna be a tough one. So right now, I think it's gonna be either way, but it depends on what type of fight Canelo fights.
You've been a guy that's up in weight class. How do you think Terence Crawford should handle the weight? Should he come in lighter? Should he come right around the weight limit?
Come in as big as he can get. If he get to the weight limit, because there is a weight limit, get to the weight limit.
Errol Spence Jr. believes Terence Crawford has what it takes to take on Canelo Alvarez and do something special. He said he'd be rooting for Crawford if the fight happens, and while he's not sure who would win, he sees Crawford as someone driven by greatness who could rise to the occasion. Spence also pointed out that since Canelo has gone up to 175 pounds to fight guys like Kovalev, it's fair to believe Crawford, who started at 147, can step up and meet the challenge too.
It could happen. I mean, why not? If Crawford wanna challenge himself to be great, let him try to be great. So I'm with it. So I'll be going for Bud. If he fight Canelo, I'll be going for him. I mean, I don't know if he gonna win or lose, but I definitely be going for Crawford. I think if anybody can pull it off, he can pull it off.
Yeah.
He's chasing greatness, so why not? Canelo came up to 175 and all that, and fought Kovalev and fought the other guy too. So I mean, if he can do it, and he started at 147. So, I mean, if he's doing it, why can't?
Brian Bomack McIntyre, Terence Crawford's trainer, didn't share too many details about the fight, but made it clear he's fired up for the challenge. He's confident that Crawford will step up and show the world just how great he is. Bomack called Crawford one of the best in the sport and said it's his job, alongside team members Red and Bernie, to guide him to victory.
First off, how excited are you about it, and break the fight down for us?
Well, I ain't gonna break the fight down for you because I don't want to get a game plan away. But I'm excited for Terence more than anything to get the fight that he wants, to show the world that he's great. He's great, one of the greats that laced up the gloves. And so it's my job as a trainer. It's a job of Saul, the job of Red, whoever else is coming in camp with us, Bernie, to lead him to that.
Bomack also emphasized that Crawford must have seen something in Canelo that made him confident enough to call him out. He pointed out that it's actually Canelo who is being challenged, highlighting Crawford's belief in his own ability to win. Bomack stressed that their main goal is to help Crawford achieve that victory and come out on top in the fight.
Like this, the man must have seen something when he called Canelo out, because you gotta remember, Bud called Canelo out. So he must see something in order for him to get that win, and he can win. So like I said before, it's our job to get him to that point.
Caleb Plant praised Terence Crawford for his strength and punching power, highlighting Crawford's versatility in the ring. He noted that Crawford can seamlessly switch between orthodox and southpaw styles, making him a tough opponent. Plant also admired Crawford's ability to control the distance, whether in close, mid-range, or from the outside. While Plant is excited for the fight, he acknowledged the unpredictability of the outcome, which is why so many fans are eagerly anticipating the matchup.
Chance, I give him a chance. Terence is freakishly strong. He can punch. He's got good crack. He can fight from both ways. Orthodox, southpaw. He can fight at mid-range, close range, outside. And he can fight going both ways. So it's exciting. It's exciting. It's a big question mark on the end of it, though. So that's why, I'm sure all of us are excited for that bell to ring and, be able to find out.
Plant also shared some advice with Crawford, urging him to stay true to his own style. He emphasized that Crawford's skill set allows him to adapt and switch stances effortlessly, which is a huge asset. Plant encouraged Crawford to stay calm, enjoy the process, and focus on having a solid training camp. He believes the key to success is letting the fight unfold naturally, trusting in his abilities.
And encourage Terence to be himself. As I said before, from the inside, mid-range, outside, southpaw, right hand, moving left, moving right, he can do it all. So I would encourage him to stay relaxed, go in there, have fun, have a good camp, and let the dice roll.
Jim Lampley expressed concerns about Terence Crawford's readiness for a fight against Canelo Alvarez, pointing to Crawford's previous bout with Israel Madrimov as a potential warning sign. Lampley believes Crawford had difficulty adjusting to a higher weight class, and moving up even further to face a fighter like Canelo raises doubts. While acknowledging Crawford's immense talent, Lampley worries that Canelo's size and strength at super middleweight could take away the advantages Crawford usually relies on. While he doesn't question Crawford's heart or skill, Lampley is concerned that this weight jump could impact Crawford's effectiveness in the ring.
What do you think about the fight now that you just witnessed Canelo Alvarez again in a masterclass performance?
I love Terence Crawford, and I want him to have what he wants. But off of what I saw tonight and what I saw in Los Angeles last month when Crawford was fighting Madrimov, I am more than ever concerned that he's not big enough, and not big enough to be able to move around the ring and muscle Canelo in the way that he would have to ward off those really vicious inside.
Andre Ward expressed strong confidence in Terence Crawford's ability to take on Canelo Alvarez, despite the challenge of moving up in weight. While he acknowledged the difficulty of the weight jump, Ward emphasized that no one has yet been able to break Crawford's resolve or outthink him in the ring. He made it clear that he wouldn't bet against Crawford, as no one has proven they can defeat him. Ward stressed that his confidence in Crawford's skills isn't meant to discredit Canelo, but rather to showcase his belief in Crawford's ability to overcome any opponent.
I'm going with Terence Crawford. Big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you. It ain't no disrespect toward Canelo, but I've said this the last couple of years. I'm not betting against Terence Crawford against nobody right now. You got to show me that you can.
Juan Manuel Marquez shared his concerns about the potential fight, acknowledging Terence Crawford's skill in lower weight classes like super lightweight, welterweight, and super welterweight. However, Marquez expressed doubts about Crawford moving up further in weight, suggesting it might not be the best decision. He referenced Crawford's performance against Madrimov, where Crawford appeared slower and less powerful, indicating that a higher weight class might not suit him. While praising Crawford's defense and punching technique, Marquez believes the weight disparity could give Canelo a significant advantage in the fight.
I don't like the fight because Terence Crawford is a good fighter, but in the sport of boxing, has divisions. You know what I mean?
Right, weight classes.
Right? Yeah, weight classes
for a reason.
Weight classes and Terence Crawford is a good fighter in super lightweight, welterweight, super welterweight, but I think more. I remember when Terence Crawford fought with Madrimov.
Yes.
He looks slow. He looks with no power, and three more divisions. Two more divisions. I think it's a top fight for Terence Crawford, but Terence Crawford is a great fighter. He has a great defense. He has a good combination punches, but I think the weight class is no good.
Mikey Garcia shared his thoughts on the potential Crawford versus Canelo fight, admitting that he's not particularly excited about it, but believes it will happen due to the massive financial rewards. Garcia pointed out that Crawford would likely take the fight because of the huge payday, which would be the biggest of his career. He also suggested that Canelo may view the fight as one where he doesn't have much to lose, even if he suffers a defeat. With a potential payout of $80 to $100 million or more, Garcia believes Canelo will accept the challenge without hesitation.
I think they do the Crawford fight. I'm not very excited for it either, but I think they do it because so much money that's being poured out there, and Crawford obviously also would like to take that fight because he's gonna make the biggest paycheck ever. Canelo will see it like a fight that he's not gonna get hurt. Even if he were to lose that fight, he's not getting hurt.
Yeah.
But he is gonna collect fucking 80, 100 million or whatever the fuck he's gonna collect. It's a lot of money. So he'll take.
Regis Prograis shared that he's picking Canelo Alvarez to win, emphasizing that weight classes are important for a reason. While he has a lot of respect for Crawford and considers him one of the top fighters, Prograis believes Canelo's power and experience at higher weight classes give him the upper hand.
I got Canelo on that one. Crawford? Yeah, I got Canelo, bro. I mean, I was watching Canelo earlier, Canelo versus Triple G. I mean, I just think that it's weight class for a reason. Crawford, the best. I think Crawford, the best fighter on the planet. Been the best fighter on the planet for But yeah.
Prograis acknowledged that it's difficult to pick between the two, but he believes Canelo's success across different weight classes gives him the advantage. In the end, despite his respect for Crawford, Prograis is leaning toward Canelo for the win.
Usyk and NOE, they the, you know what I'm saying, they're the best on the planet. But for me, obviously, I'm American. We got to stick with the Americans. So I think Crawford's the best fighter on the planet. But Canelo, I think Canelo just a different monster, bro. They always say this, bro. They make weight class for a reason. So I got Canelo, bro. It's hard for me to Canelo like the Tank, bro. It's hard for me to go against him. It's hard for me to go against Bud too. But man, with Canelo with going up those weight divisions, I feel like I'm gonna go.
Teofimo Lopez weighed in on the possible Crawford versus Canelo matchup, stressing that both fighters should focus on their upcoming fights before looking ahead to the big showdown. He pointed out that it's crucial to take care of business in their next bouts. Lopez also reminded fans that in modern boxing, a fighter's reputation is shaped by their most recent performance, so it's important to see how they perform before making any predictions about a future fight.
Yeah, that's what it's been talking about. They've been talking about it. I mean, listen, they just got to win their fights first, and then we'll see what happens then. You know what I mean? If they're going to fight before they fight each other, I think that's the smartest thing for both parties. And then we see how they look, and we'll go from there. Because nowadays, in the modern day era, you're only as good as your last fight.
What's your opinion on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you liked the video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe.